Welcome to episode 19 of the Kyber Show. I'm Ken, and Skeltorix and I hope everyone had a very pleasant holiday season at the end of this crazy year. In this episode, we're covering week 3 of season 13. And in the theme of the holiday spirit, I'm only going to be covering battles that end up as a win in this week. Well, it's also partially because I think part of week 3, many people generally have the counters working pretty well and don't make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, there are still 2 fights in here that I've never seen before, so hopefully you do find them interesting and educational. Let's take a look. Here we have fight number 1 from Fatal. You may have actually seen something similar to this setup with Thrawn lead Vader and a pre-taunt in 3s. He made that popular. Here we go. Vader going into Merciless Massacre. This match is a bit easier, though, because there's no Bastilla Shan with her Corrupted Battle Meditation. So using the first Force Crush and then Culling Blade. Force Crush on Sith Empire Trooper so it doesn't get a counter. And gets rid of Darth Revan. Going around the horn. And now here a question of what he should do, basic or maneuver. Because Malak is there and Vader won't be able to gain any turn meter, it just makes sense to use a basic and go for an ability block. Because while Vader, there's really no benefit of doing maneuver in that situation. He doesn't gain turn meter and he doesn't deal damage, doesn't get a chance for ability block. Now here, instead of, he's not going to use Force Crush, because if he used Force Crush and applied a dot, that would cause Malak to taunt. I think he actually ends up trying for a Culling Blade, but he's outside of Merciless Massacre. Even though the icon is up there, he doesn't have the bonus because there's no more targets with, I forget the name of the blue debuff. Yeah, so he feared himself anyway. Probably better just to basic on Sith Empire Trooper there. Traya goes and does a isolate on Sith Empire Trooper and a pre-taunt, and there we saw the power of Treya's unique that gets rid of the debuffs on Vader. He fears himself again. Thrawn could just basic and stun Malak in this situation. He also could use maneuver to gain 50% turn meter. He could fracture also. I think stunning is sort of more valuable in this case. Gets Death Mark, and look at all that turn meter he's gaining. So he's almost out of fracture already. It's Treya's turn. Probably best to do the middle special on Malak to apply tenacity down, so ability block has a better chance of sticking from Vader in the future. But anyway, good idea to take out Marauder. Now here he could stun Malak, but he decides not to. Okay, so we got the offense down from Sith Empire Trooper. Thrawn does get some more TM because of the debuff, and now I think he's going to go for a fracture on Malak. Or he could go for a stun again with the basic. Either way, not that big of a deal. Vader's turn, just basic on Sith Empire, on HK-47, it's the easiest move. Maneuver does nothing to him, doesn't get any turn meter, and doesn't do any damage. It's his turn again. And yeah, probably best to go after HK. Go into Merciless. Could do better to do a Force Crush there and then Culling Blade on Malak. This is going to get a bit messy to clean up. Yeah, the last bit is not as pretty as the beginning, but I don't think Fatal has played this before, at least not on stream this season. And it is only a 4-man, and Trey is only G12 in this matchup. She's really there just to cleanse Vader, which works very well, although probably not even needed. Oh, well, there goes Treya. Probably not needed to have Treya in here. There's only one situation, I think, where it gave Vader an extra turn. but during that turn, I don't think he killed anybody, I don't recall. Anyway, just a matter of finishing off Vader now, or Malik rather, with Vader. Thrawn still gets the TM. I can go for a fracture because he's not Sith, he's just Empire. And now here the Merciless takes him out. Could be better banners, but really cool to see this 4-man work against a good DR team. Nice match. This is another uncommonly seen matchup. It has been around for a while, close to 4 or 5 months, almost after SLK came out. This became popular, not popular, but known. Essentially, it abuses the AI of Supreme Leader Kylo and many of the First Order characters, where they only target 5s when there's other clones on the field, so as to not trigger 5 sacrifice and make super clones. The goal here in this matchup is to make your 5s as tanky as possible, a lot of defense and a lot of health, because with Barriss there, you get healed when you get crit, basically. And 5s is a very tanky character naturally, so you can boost his stats quite a bit. The main danger in this fight is targeting First Order Stormtrooper, like is happening right here by Rex, because he has a chance to counterattack and to call another First Order ally to assist. So it's better to always go after Kylo Ren unmasked if you can possibly do it, because he will just counterattack himself. Maybe you'll get an assist from Sith Trooper or something, but not really that big of a deal. Oh, yeah, and you can see the run almost ended because Rex got countered by Supreme Leader Kylo, and it's lucky he did not die. One of the advantages, air quotes there, with this setup though, is that because Supreme Leader Kylo does 2 hits with his basic, oh, another one on Echo, that was very close also. Because he does 2 hits on his basic and they're both likely to crit, you're going to get heals twice from Barriss. So you do stand a pretty good chance of surviving. Depending on the health of your clones, obviously, you need to have them set up at least a little bit for health. We know Rex Lead does provide additional. Alright, here we go with aerial advantage to take out First Order Stormtrooper. And now it's just about trying to get out Hux and First Order Trooper as much as possible. Although at this stage, it's very unlikely that Kylo Ren unmasked is going to be losing his taunt. And because there's no AoEs that are going to happen and no counter attacks, you can usually put the battle on auto at this stage. Because time is your biggest enemy here. You'll notice even with the AoE, with Supreme Leader Kylo's leadership, if a First Order ally loses advantage, he's likely to regain it. And when he regains it and he's a tank, he's going to get taunt. And when you hit Kylo Ren unmasked, he's gaining health every time. So you really, it's just a matter of primarily Echo and ARC Trooper with his turret doing 2 damage. That's going to make good work of Kylo here, but it's still going to be a tricky situation. You're already down to a minute and 40 really at this stage. Aerial advantage hardly does anything because Kylo Ren takes reduced damage from percentage health based damage. Yeah, it's really just a good idea to put it on auto here. Also, whenever you have a chance, you should taunt with 5s, because Echo gets bonus damage and 5 gets bonus defense. You don't really need the defense. If your 5s is modded well, he will have either survived or not by this stage. But the extra offense, you can see where he just taunted right there, that's perfect. The extra offense on Echo definitely makes a difference. So a minute left, and he should, yeah, there we go. You can also put the turret on Rex instead of Echo, but it depends on which of them is going to be going more often. So it's sort of a judgment call based upon your mods and turn order. Okay, so finally here, 40 seconds to go, and Bulldog puts it on auto. You can see the turret doing a lot of work here. In this situation, well, in most setups really, you don't need a fast Rex. It was popular for a bit to be able to get the spell against Sith Empire teams, but honestly, a slow and offense stacked Rec or Arc is a good way to go. Nice win, very, very good GP wise, and as you can see when your modding is set up, it's pretty risk free as long as you don't target First Order Stormtrooper. Nice match. For our third fight and fight of the week, we have a fight I've never seen in the wild. I've never even tested this one actually before watching it. It's Gideon versus Night Sisters. More importantly, it's all G11 or lower troopers versus 2 relic Night Sisters. Okay, so all of the troopers here get a free revive the first time they're killed. And now Gideon used his turn meter reset. He already has full TM. And really at this stage it's about trying to get some kills, because with Veers you're still going to get the bonus TM. And now using the Ruthless Assault, because he has 4 stacks of Insight, he's able to daze everybody, and it's unresistible by characters with leadership abilities. And all 3 Daka, Ventress, and Talzin all have leadership abilities, so the daze stuck. Now killing Zombie for more TM. Trooper going to town. Going for an Armor Shred, I guess. Probably better to do a basic, honestly, to get another stack of Insight. He already has 2. But Armor Shred killed him. Could do Terminate, but better to trigger the Zombie Revive, most likely. Yep, that's what he goes for. Going for another Zombie Revive. There we go. All the revives are done. Those 3 Night Sisters are all dazed, so you can get in TM from other Night Sisters dying. Death Mark on Ventress. Stormtrooper is pretty good actually. His TM removal is nice in these situations. And there she goes. That's amazing. Not incredible banners, but way hitting up in terms of GP. For 57 banners is awesome. Great fight. Very nice work from Still Plays. Awesome match of the week. That is all for this episode. Thank you for watching another one. Starting with the next episode, we should be back to our normal schedule and have something every Saturday, at least while there's an active GAC. Next week is week 4, and will be a bit of a break after that one. I hope everyone starts their 2021 off well. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.